Greetings, welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. This video we are going to take a look at the new Drukhari Grotmas detachment, the Reaper's Wager. This seems to be quite popular from what I gather in the comments in social media for Drukhari. I think it's an interesting concept. It represents a wager, hence the name, between a Drukhari and Harlequin allies. So it's another detachment that makes you play another aspect of the game by adding in Harlequin units in this case. And certain benefits are dished out based on whether the Drukhari or the Harlequins are currently winning the wager. Whoever had the idea for this, it's quite a clever idea. Whether it works particularly well on the tabletop, we shall have to find out. But let's just take a look at said detachment. So it has a rule called Callous Competition. At the start of the battle, Drukhari units from your army are considered winning the game, the wager, I should say. Each time a Drukhari unit from your army destroys an enemy unit, Drukhari units from your army are winning the wager. Each time a Harlequins unit from your army destroys an enemy unit, Harlequin units are winning the wager. So it's all sort of based around who has last killed something. While Drukhari units from your army are winning the wager, Harlequin units are losing and vice versa, just in case you're slow and didn't need to include that. G-dub, people know someone's winning, the other side's losing. And finally, each time a Drukhari or Harlequin's model from your army makes an attack, if that model's unit is losing the wager, they get to re-roll hit rolls of 1 and re-roll wound rolls of 1. Okay. To be honest, the first few times I read this, my brain was like, what am I reading? I hurt. It shouldn't seem as difficult to get your head around as it reads in my brain. In my head, I'm like, I'm going to have a token if I was to play this to say which one is winning. But you've only got to look at which unit last killed something. So it's not as bad as that. I have seen some comments from people saying that they don't like it because there's a little bit of bureaucracy involved. You've got to keep tabs of paperwork and so on. I don't think it's that bad. So for your Harlequin allies, you can take up to a certain number of points depending on the size of the game, 500,000 or 1,500 points. So basically half of your force can be our Harlequin allies, but no Harlequin can be your warlord because this is a Drukhari detachment. Okay, enhancements. Again, there are 4. Arch Raider, 15 points. It can be taken by a Harlequin or Drukhari character. In the declare battle formation step, if the bearer starts the battle embarked within a dedicated transport, that transport has the ability to scout 9 inches. That's quite nice. Webway Walker for 15 points. Again, Harlequins or Drukhari. Models in the unit's bearer have the Deep Strike ability. Each time the bearer's unit is set up on the battlefield using the Deep Strike ability, if that unit is currently losing the wager, until the end of the turn you can re-roll charge rolls made for that unit. Okay, that's quite nice. It's playing into the mechanic of the detachment, but you've also kind of got to start thinking ahead and whether the half of your army that character is with is winning or not. And bear in mind that you could have this idea that such and such is going to come in, but if they kill something in the opponent's turn, the wager changes. So, it's all right. Reaper's Cowl for 25 points. Harlequin only. Models in the bearer's unit have the Stealth and Infiltrator's ability. That's really, really nice. I like that. Conductor of Torment for 20 points. Drukhari only. In your command phase, you do one of the following. If your Drukhari units are currently losing the wager, you gain a pain token. But if you do, Drukhari units from your army are now winning the wager. If Drukhari units are currently winning the wager, you can discard a pain token, and then Harlequin units are now winning the wager. So if you've got Conductor of Torment and Webway Walker, you can then dictate whether you get that bonus for Webway Walker. But that is 35 points you're having to use to do that. But again, there's a little bit of interaction between elements of the detachment, something I'm not seeing a lot of in these Grotmas detachments, or detachments in general, to be honest. Stratagems, malicious frenzy. In your shooting or fight phase, one Drukhari or Harlequins unit that has not been selected to shoot or fight, you can choose to give that unit lethal hits or sustained hits 1 till the end of the phase. That's nice, I like that. Fateful Roll. In your fight phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets, one Drukhari or Harlequins unit from your army was selected as the target of one or more of those attacking units. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in the unit is destroyed, if the model has not fought this phase, you roll a d6, adding 1 to the result if that unit is losing the wager. And on a 4+, you do not remove the model, and that model can then fight on death, effectively. Okay. Yeah, I can see it potentially. I think it's more likely that you're going to want to use this on a character that's about to get bumped off. You've got to use it beforehand, though, because it's when they're selected as one of their attacks. So you've got to risk the chance that you're going to get mullered. Otherwise, seems a bit of a waste of CP. But okay. Murderer's Circus. In the fight phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets, one Drukhari or Harlequins unit from your army that was selected as a target of one or more of the attacking unit's attacks, the enemy unit gets -1 to their hit roll. Okay, it's fairly standard. We're seeing this across the detachments. Shorten the odds. In your movement phase, just after Drukhari or Harlequins unit from your army has advanced, they can then shoot and declare a charge on the turn in which it advanced. So really, again, playing into the strength of both the army and the detachment. Scintillating Tempo. In your movement phase or charge phase, just after a Drukhari or Harlequins unit is selected to make a normal advance or fall back move, or is set up on the battlefield or declares a charge, until the end of the turn, enemy units cannot use the fire overwatch stratagem to target that unit. That's really good. I like that. And finally, Dance Macabre. For 2 CP, in your opponent's movement phase, just after an enemy unit ends a normal advance or fallback movement, you can pick one Drukhari infantry or Harlequins infantry unit that is in 9 inches of the enemy unit, and then they can make a normal move of up to 9 inches, or if they're losing the wager, they can just go up to 6. Nice. All in all, I quite like it as a concept for a detachment. I know Drukhari players seem to like it as well. I don't think it's as brain-hurting as it looks. Maybe it is easier just to have a little token, different size you can flip, or something like that, just so you can keep track of which one is if you really need to. The bureaucracy isn't really there. The bookkeeping isn't really there. And again, I like the fact that it is making you play some sort of allies. You are including something that would, or maybe not, have been included in the army that you want to play normally. All in all, yeah, I quite like it. Again, it's a very nice detachment. It does what it says on the tin, and it plays into the strengths of both Drukhari and Harlequins. Okay, so that's the Reaper's Wager. Bit of an unusual one, but a nice one. So let me know what you think down below for this particular detachment. If you're going to use it or have tried it, does it work? I'd like to know your thoughts. Give us a thumbs up, please. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the comments and in the next video. Until next time, take care and good gaming.